Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth part of the video. Now in this video we will finish modeling all the components. So let's start our modeling. Okay, now let's build the casing. First we will be building half of the casing and then we will mirror it. So select front plane and sketch. Now the size of our gear is 250 mm. So I will take the height of the casing as 350 mm. And the width as 300 mm. Okay, the actual pitch circle diameter of our gear is 200 mm, but with its teeth, the total diameter is 216 mm. So I will be giving these clearances as we will have the width of the wall. So I am taking much larger dimensions here. Let's make it center aligned. Okay. Now let's extrude it. So our thickness is 10 mm as we have designed. So I will leave it as it is. Okay. Now we need to extrude it perpendicular to the plate. So let's sketch here. Now I will draw two rectangles, one of the same size as this plate, and draw the rectangle inside it. Now we want our wall thickness as 10 mm. So we will do here 350 minus 20. So both of these walls, and give this the dimension as 300 mm minus 20 mm. Now again we need to bring this rectangle at the center. Put here 280 by 2. And 330 by 2. Okay, now let's extrude it. So our gear width is 44 mm and we have found out the clearance as 8 mm. But it won't be enough as our worm size is 62 mm, that is the addendum of the worm, and also we need to fix bearing at the surface, and also there will be bolts for the bearings. So I will be giving this as 60 mm. And remember that this is only the half side of the casing, so we will have two of these such casings. So now we have quite a lot of clearance. Okay. So I will first make here a hole for the bearing for worm. Okay. So let's sketch over here. Put a circle over here. Now the bearing is of 62 mm, but we will need to fix a bearing cap which will be of 10 mm thickness, so I will give 20 mm in total. Okay, so it is 82 mm hole. Now I will give here like 70 mm. Okay, now we need to put some holes for bolts to fix the bearing. So select circle. Okay, now the diameter of the bolt is 15 mm as we have calculated. Okay, I will give this distance as 55 mm. Okay, we need more clearance for this bolt, so I will just shift the circle downwards like 75 mm. Okay, let's make this distance as 57 mm. Okay. Okay, now let's use circular pattern. Now click on this point and select this point. Okay. Now I want 6 instances. So let's put this at 6. Okay. Now we have done with our sketch. We will select extrude cut. And we want to select through all. Okay. So now we can mount our bearings. And I want to make a hole here for mounting the bearing of the shaft for the gear. So let's sketch again. Draw a circle. So now its diameter should be our bearing diameter is 8 mm plus the 20 mm for its holder. Okay. Now I will just display the center lines. Let's draw the center line. Okay. So now we can clearly see our distance. Select smart dimension and give this distance as 125 mm. That is our center distance. Okay. Now let's create holes for the bolts. Holes diameter are 15 mm. So we'll give it the distance as 70 mm here. Okay. Now again we will use circular pattern. So this point we must select the center. Okay. And let's have 6 instances. So let's select extruded cut. Okay, now so it is already through all. So now we need to put inlet and outlet oil bolts over here and here. Okay, we will put it again when we mirror the casing. So let's first give it a base, that is a foundation to hold the casing. So we just select the bottom, select sketch. So bring it normal. So I will give dimension 450 here. The distance will be 15 between these. Okay, now it will be 70 mm. Yeah. Let's extrude this. Okay. So now let's make holes in this casing at the foundation. So I will sketch here. The dimension is 20 mm for the foundation bolts. Okay. I will give this distance 20. Okay. So I will create another circle here. Let's give the dimensions 20, 20 and 20. Okay. Now just cut extrude it. So we have our two holes. So now let's apply fillets. Okay. Now I will apply small fillets for these edges. Select fillet. I will give 5 mm radius. Okay. Now just select these edges. Okay, let's color this casing so we can identify it. Select the part. Select edit appearance. And now actually I will be giving a gray color for this casing. Okay, so our casing is ready. Okay, now let's create its mirror part. So first go to configuration manager, add a configuration. So I will just name it casing mirror. Okay, now just select mirror and go in bodies to mirror. Select this body. So I will just select this face to mirror. And make sure that you don't merge the solids. So we want to separate bodies over here. Okay, now we need to delete this body. Just go in insert, features, delete and keep body. Okay, now we will delete this one. Okay, so now we have got mirror part. Now just select sketch. Now we need to put here oil bolt. Give a dimension of 25 mm. So it is at suitable location. So I will just extrude cut. Okay. Now we will put another hole at here. So this will be the inlet port and this will be the outlet port for the oil. So I will just move it to a suitable location. Okay. Now again cut it. So we have our second casing. So let's save it. And remember to save it as another file. So I will put it as casing 2. Okay, now we need to extend our worm shaft from this point to this point. So it will fit into the bearings. So let's edit the worm. Select the worm and open it. Okay, now the distance is total 300 mm. You can see from the sketch we have given it 155.66 mm. Okay, let's select right plane over here, select sketch, so our inner diameter for the bearing is 30 mm. So okay, now we need to extend our worm shaft from this point to this point, so it will fit into the bearings. So let's edit the worm. select the one and open it. Okay, now the distance is total 300 mm. And you can see from the sketch we have given it 155.66 mm. Okay, let's select right plane over here, select sketch, so our inner diameter for the bearing is 30 mm. So let's do mm. So let's extrude this. I will put here 300 mm. Mid cap. Okay. So let's put fillet over here. To be 2.5 mm. Okay. So now our worm is ready with its shaft. Okay, now I will just extend this shaft in this direction. So I can attach a motor over here. Just select this plane, select sketch. Just extrude this. Okay. Now let's put a key over here so we can attach a motor. So again, select sketch. So draw two vertical and one horizontal line. So we'll make this equal. Okay. Let's give it a depth as 5 mm. Okay, 15 mm is okay for the width. So select extrude cut and we will cut 30 mm or say 35 mm inside. Now just save this file. Okay. Okay, now let's create the shaft for our gear. So this distance from here to the end is 70 and we will have two of this for our casing. So the total length will be 140 mm for the shaft. So let's start building our shaft. So I will sketch out front plane, select a circle. Okay, so now the diameter of bearing, that inner diameter, is 50 mm. So I will give it dimension of 50 mm. Let's extrude this. Select mid plane and give its length as 140 mm. Okay. Now again select sketch. Select front plane. Give the diameter as 55 mm. Let's extrude this for like 50 mm from mid plane. Okay, I will make it 60 mm. Okay. So now we need to put a key in the shaft. So again I will select front plane. Let's build a rectangle here. So the height inside the shaft is 4.3 mm as we found out from the data book, and the width of the key will be 16 mm. Okay. Just make both of these lengths equal. We need to close this figure, so I will just draw some set of lines outside the circle. So now we can cut this key. So select extruded cut. The length of the key is 45 mm. So I will just make this hole as 46 mm and add mid plane. Okay. Now we need to extend this shaft from this portion, so we can attach motor or pulley here. So I will just extend this portion. So I will extrude it for like another 50 mm ahead. Let's provide a key over here. Actually we don't know actual dimension of this key, so I will just use this sketch. So this key will be useful for mounting the pulley. We are not actually mounting the pulley over here, but we should show it. So we should show that we have made some arrangement for mounting the pulley over here. I just make these two lines equal. Okay. So I will make this depth as 5. Let's keep the width as it is. Make it extrude cut. Okay, now here I will create a key. So let's make only a simple key. Let's sketch over. Okay, I select a top key. I will sketch on front plane here. Okay, so our width is 16 mm. Our height is 10 mm. Okay, this should be actually 10 by 2, that is 5 mm. This will be 16 by 2, that is 8 mm over here. Okay, now let's exit the sketch. The length of our key is 45 mm, so I will just go to feature extrude. Let's extrude it to 45 mm about the mid plane. Okay, so our key is ready. We'll assign okay, let's keep it gray. Yeah, save it as key. Okay, so now we will making oil bolt. So just sketch a 25 mm circle. Extrude it. So I will extrude it up to 15 mm. Okay. So now we will create a top for our oil bolt. Create a circle. Let's give you 35 dimension. I will extrude it up to 10 mm. Okay, let's give fillets. Okay, 2 mm will be enough. Now I will give another fillet over here. And only a 1 mm fillet at the end. Okay, so let's give it a color. Select the part and then select this edit feature. So I will be giving it orange color. So now let's save our part. Okay, now let's create a flange for our shaft. So for our bearing for the gear. So I will just Select this plane and sketch. So let's draw two concentric circles in a diameter set mm. So I will give 170 mm as outer diameter. Okay, let's extrude this. The depth will be 3 mm. Again draw two concentric circles, one equal to the hole and another bigger than that. This will be 80 plus 20. Okay, now let's extrude this. Again I will extrude this as 15 mm, as our width for this bearing is 16 mm. Okay. Okay, now we just check our casing. So our hole is of 100 mm and the distance between these are 75 mm. Okay. So let's sketch holes on the flange. The diameter is 15 mm here and the center distance is 70 mm. Okay. We must pattern here. Select the hole, select circular pattern, select the number of instances as 6. Okay. Now let's select extrude cut. Okay. So now our another flange is ready. I will save it. Gear flange. Okay. So now let's make flange for our bearing. So here I will select the front plane. So we'll draw two concentric circles over here. So now the dimension for inner circle is 62 mm. That is the diameter of our bearing. And for outer circle, we will give 150 mm. Okay, so I will just extrude this. I will give the depth as 3 mm. Okay. So now let's create the bearing holder. So I will build two concentric circles here. The dimension for outer circle should be 62 plus 20. Okay, so that is 82, and we will extrude this. Now our width for the bearing is 17.25 mm. So I will just give it 15 mm max width. Okay. Now let's make holes for bolts here. So I will just sketch on the surface. Create 15 mm diameter circles. So the distance between these two was 57 mm as we gave in the casing. Now let's pattern this and make 6 instances, and let's extrude cut it. Okay, so our flange for bearing of the worm is ready. We'll just save it as worm flange. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe my channel only if you find these videos useful.